Welcome to Sunday Sessions, hosted by Vibe Unit. Vibe Unit's a launch pad for creatives of all types, and our aim is to build community and facilitate creativity. One way we accomplish this is this Sunday stream. We meet here every Sunday, get together with musicians, we talk about our musical interest and our individual and collective creative pursuits. If you're a musician and you'd like to join us on this Sunday stream or be a part of Vibe Unit in some way, you can email us at media@vibeunit.com. Be sure to check out our website, vibeunit.com, just to check up on what we're up to. And for our viewers, if you have any musicians or creative type friends that enjoy this kind of thing, pass this along. We stream on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch. While you're there, subscribe and follow us. That's one great way to support us if you're able to and support us financially. We are extremely grateful to our donors. We have a Cash App and a Patreon. This is session 99. We're almost to 100. Unfortunately, John's not feeling well today, so I'll be manning the helm, me and Ashley, that is. And we have Victor and Emmie here today, so how's it going, guys?
Good.
So good.
Good to be back. Did a good job setting everything up, Mike.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Yes, he did.
I like a little
Good
bit of
job.
that validation.
Yeah.
I always appreciate that. I'm the audio side of John, and Ashley's the video side. So with the team, we can pretty much figure it out. But yeah, there's a little more to do today, for sure.
Yeah. Yeah.
So how was your week? Thanksgiving and all that?
Good. Ate a lot of good food.
I
Did a little bit traveling.
definitely ate too much turkey.
What are your thoughts on turkey? Because personally, I'm not a fan.
I think turkey is
like
one of the
turkey.
healthier meats out there.
I don't like how it makes me pass out.
Oh, yeah.
I feel like I passed out way earlier than I wanted to after
It's funny because
Thanksgiving.
there's an actual I think there's an actual compound in turkey that if you eat too much of it, actually
It literally makes you
yeah,
tired.
yeah.
Yeah, the chemical is called tryptophan.
Yes.
Oh, he knows
yes.
all about
However, recently they debunked that.
Did it
Oh,
really?
did
Yeah, so I think
I
it's just
ate too much.
well, yeah, that's what
Yeah.
it really probably was.
Yeah.
When you eat a lot, you do feel tired. So
Mm-hmm.
cool. Well, it's good to have you here again.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's been a
Excited
It's
to be back
probably a
here.
placebo effect, you know,
That's true.
oh
too.
with the food.
with
Yeah.
the turkey.
For
like
sure.
you think it's making you tired, so you're
Well,
just gonna pass out.
I'll say this, and there's a lot of reasons for me. The day kind of feels a little odd.
It
And
is.
that is Thanksgiving
Mm-hmm.
because you don't eat you. What other holiday or
Do you
day
wait
in general?
all day to eat?
You wait all day.
I did.
The house gets warm from the turkey roasting or cooking in the oven, so the temperature's really warm. You have people over, and
It's
it's just so you
exhausting
get
in
it's
itself.
exhausting in itself. And then all that is to do is watch football or whatever's on. You know,
That
or
was quite
watch
the game
Christmas
too, by the
movies.
way. If
Yeah.
any football
Lions
fans out
and
there,
the Bills,
it was Lions and the Bills. That was a crazy.
and the
game.
Lions almost beat them.
Yeah, they did. Literally.
I'm surprised I know that. I heard some friends talk about it at work, so
Yeah, yeah. Quite the game. Quite the game.
I'm not a sports fan at all. Sports ball isn't really my thing, but I
Sports
knew
ball.
that.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'll try to fool my supervisors into thinking I know sports when they're talking about
I
it.
know
but-
sports.
Like-
Yeah.
like
The ball-
NFL
the
maybe.
game with the ball. Yeah, that one.
So cool. Well, you guys want to just jam a little, or what are
Yeah.
you feeling?
There was something that we were playing before the session. It was B minor, probably F, and then I'm not sure what this chord is. But maybe Mike might know.
What is it? Sounds like some kind of inversion of some sort, a little dark. Let's see.
swallowed your lock and soon. Now that you've had it, you're never going back. Guess you deserve it. Not a sliver of hope left on the water. You had tied her hand and she led you to the slider. At least you went down with your shape. At least now you know what heaven is. You found it deep under the sea. No man has seen before. Something about that tune swallowed your whole lock and soul. Now that you've heard it, you're never going back. Guess you deserve it. She opened up your mind and sunk you to the floor. You knew your trip was over. You were just thankful. You were just thankful to be chosen. This new will give you a newfound closure. Oh, take one last look. Take one last look at that big blue ocean. Oh, you'll be lured to new depths. Honey, enjoy that kiss of death. Oh, you'll have that silent song stuck in your head all the way up to your last breath. Oh.
Nice little warm-up
Very
session there like that.
nice. Electrolant said, "You people make great sounds.
Yeah.
Guitar tone A+."
Oh, thank you.
Nice.
Not on me, but it's a good guitar though.
Oh, thanks.
I gotta get me one of these.
Well, it's more than just the guitar too. It's that pedal chain. We're running that TC.
And also you.
Right.
Yeah, and you.
Yeah.
We're running that
Vic
TC.
is pretty good.
Helicon. I think it's Helicon or Helicon. Helicon sounds right. Delay. That Flashback X4 is really cool. Play a note real quick. I wonder if it's even on. I guess it's not on. That Hall of Fame is definitely on. Oh yeah, it's a little on. That's not bad. Yeah, it's got. It feels like
I
late
think the other
90s.
pedals kind of like help it a little bit too.
I feel like today we're really in that like late 90s, early 2000s vibe,
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah,
like a Seattle
That's where I
vibe
belong.
with
Yeah.
this rain. It's raining here.
yeah.
Do you want to try to do sorry?
We could.
I'll try to follow along. I'm doing my best.
I'll let you know
He said, they said, "Guess where I'm at?" Laughing face. Probably.
Portland.
Probably around there. Let's
Portland.
see. Seattle.
Well, hope we
Seattle.
don't let you down.
Seattle is very rainy.
Okay, so this song is what we were working on this for a while. So, what was it called again? Sorry.
Sorry.
Okay. And I'll let you know. We can run through it real quick. That way, kind of, get a vibe for it. So it kind of goes like. then the chorus goes, and the chorus will be like, I wish I knew chords. Yeah, a little bit like that. You got it. You got it.
I know it's an E major. That's as much as I
like
know.
it. You might have to cue me in because I never know.
Okay, I'll let you know.
Okay.
Verse.
I lost my cool again. I could rip out of my skin. The sky is falling again. Analyze what I'm saying, yeah. You won't feel it in your bones. My heart is always breaking, and I'll always feel alone.
Chorus.
Yeah, I'm sorry I said that. I don't know why I did. I'm sorry I did that. I'm sorry I flipped my lid. You couldn't hate me more than I hate myself. Maybe I'm a basket case. Maybe I'm screaming for help. My anxieties like a devil on my shoulder. I resist, but once I can see, turns out the bad guy was always me. Voice of reason left a long time ago. Back and forth, high and low. I'm sorry I said that, yeah. I don't know why I did. I'm sorry I did that. I'm sorry I flipped my lid. You couldn't hate me more than I hate myself. Maybe I'm a basket case. Maybe I'm screaming for help. Yeah. I'm a mess. It's a wonder you haven't left. I'm a mess. It's a wonder you haven't left. Sorry I said that. I don't know why I did. I'm sorry I did that. Yeah. I'm sorry I flipped my lid. You couldn't hate me more than I hate myself. Maybe I'm a basket case. Maybe I'm screaming for help. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Yeah. I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Nice. I like it. You did.
Mm-hmm.
You adapt very well, by the way. I
Oh.
will say that.
Thanks.
You honestly adapt very well.
Thank you.
We knew that.
That's why I like jamming with you.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, I appreciate that. Thank you. Yeah,
I dug that.
when I was younger, before this all existed and stuff, I was 17, I think. I wasn't old enough to be in a bar, but remember that place? We mentioned it before in town. It was that by that old mini golf place, the Hidden Point place. Remember that?
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
And they would do like the open mic thing.
Mhm.
Yeah,
I remember going
I've been
in
to
there.
those before.
Have you been to that one specifically?
The
Do you
open
remember?
mic at the Hidden Point.
Yeah.
I have.
I remember going there when I was really young, and you had to catch on really quick to what they were doing all the time because you'd go up there. So what I found out was if you just hang out on the root of the progression. So if we're in E major, if you just keep playing an E, it will work
Mm-hmm.
every time. So like what I usually do when I don't know what to do is I just default back to whatever I think the key is, and I'll just. So it looks like I'm like doing the right things, but the truth is I'm just defaulting back to the root.
If it
It
fits,
works.
then it
It
is the
works
right
and fits.
thing.
Especially
Yeah.
if you go up higher, like I was on the E here. There's a part I didn't know, so I was like, I know it's gonna work then. So
Mhm.
yeah, it's fun. So I really enjoyed that song
When
too.
did you start playing any instrument? Like, what was your first?
Do you want to hear the long story or?
Sure.
Well, I'll try to be short. So
Maybe is there a middle ground? No.
when I was, okay, so this is kind of silly, but when I was really young, I was gifted a toy phone that would play "Happy Birthday" when you picked it up.
Mm-hmm. Is
Did
this where it
I tell you
all
this story before?
began?
And each of the numbers on the phone, if you can imagine, each played a
Uh-huh.
different note of I believe at this point it was the A major scale. And what I would do
This
is
is
it
awesome.
would play Happy Birthday, and then I would listen to it, and then I try to find the corresponding note so I could play my own Happy Birthday.
Mhm.
And that was like the first instrument
That
I
was
ever
the
learned.
first instrument
I
you ever
memorized
learned.
what numbers to
There you
press so
go.
I could play my own thing. I didn't
So
officially.
you're telling me you're a prodigy? No. That's awesome.
I just always was really good at memory games and that kind
that
of
is
thing.
unique though.
And
just so you
patterning
know.
and then I didn't start playing piano until midway through high school, and the first song I learned was "Don't Stop Believing," and then I think I also learned like a piano version of "Sweet Child of Mine,"
Nice.
which was like really popular still in 2007.
It's still popular.
Yeah, it is still pretty popular.
Yeah.
Not gonna lie.
So yeah,
That's cool.
I've always you'll notice if with all the things I'm interested in, it's things about memorization. So with the way I learned how to play
Well, that's why you're so
guitar
good
was
at it.
memorization.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I love hearing people's origin stories.
What was
Of where
yours?
the-
Because I don't know if did we talk about it on here?
I
don't think so. No.
I don't know if I really. I've talked about it. My grandma always says that I started singing before I could talk. So that's if you were to ask her, that's probably what she would say. I just grew up around music, so I'm not sure like what age I started being really interested in it, but I know it was from a very early age. I have a lot of guitar players and musicians in my family history, so.
You always
there's a-
mention your papa.
Yeah, he's a musical engineer, but also just an engineer. I'm not sure. I'm not
Is
sure
the
what he
music side of
engineers.
things more of a hobby for him that just kind of offshoots from his
I think
job?
I think it's also, I've never really asked him where his origin story with music is, but I'm guessing it's similar to mine because, the Hill House family, it's just kind of in our bones, I guess. We, even the ones who don't participate are still, ingrained in the music side of things just from being around it.
Yeah.
So I think that's probably where it started for me, and then choir,
Yeah, because you did that in high
lots
school,
of
right?
choir. Well, yeah, I remember I told you I joined because my music teacher was she saw little Emmie, second or third grade, I think, and noticed that she liked to sing. And in music class in those grades, it's just a class for all sorts of. I think you play the recorder and
I remember
you
that.
probably
that,
you
yeah.
probably
Yeah.
learn basic scales and
Yeah.
things like that in that class. But she was like, "Do you have any interest in choir?" And I was like, "Absolutely." So I got to join choir probably a couple of years ahead of everybody else. I was the shortest, littlest, youngest person in the choir class from then on until I graduated. And I considered going to college just so I could stay in a choir, but I didn't end up doing that.
Yeah.
I kind of wish I had, but
It's very
I was always
those kind of things seem to be like school-related music. Always is very. You'd go at the music in a traditional way, you know, and
Mhm.
you'd learn like actual theory surrounding that. Like there's vocal theory and stuff, and you'd learn all that probably at
I
college.
think I did feel like throughout most of my choir career, I felt most of it wasn't as taken seriously as I would have liked to. Like when I was at Lakeshore, things were really good. I had an amazing teacher there, and then I moved to St. Joe. And I felt like the St. Joe choir wasn't. I don't know if everybody in it really cared as much, so that was a little disappointing for
Yeah.
a long time. But you know, I
feel
think the ones that were really interested in it kind of held up the rest of the choir that wasn't. So
I feel that happens a lot when you're.
it's just the age group.
Yeah, when
It's
you're a
hard to
student in
get
high
teenagers
school.
to care about
Yeah.
anything.
For sure.
I wish that I stuck with band. I was in band, trumpet, and symphony orchestra, and jazz band actually. And I wish I stuck with it throughout the whole entire years. At
You
least,
know, I almost forgot about that, Vic.
yeah,
We were in band together for
yeah,
a short
we
time.
were.
weren't
Were
we were
you? No
marching.
way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You weren't in? Were you in marching band?
Yeah.
You were.
Yep.
That was fun.
I know.
That was fun.
There's a camaraderie there.
Yeah. There's something.
I played the flute for a very short time.
Yeah.
Very, very short
Did
time.
you march ever? I don't remember you marching.
No, I didn't. I went to Lakeshore for so
That's
long.
right.
So when I was playing the flute, I was at Lakeshore, and
They're pretty serious about their band over there too.
they're.
Yeah, they are.
I don't know
they
about
actually
anymore,
have a really
but
good.
they were always very serious about music there. Very,
The
very
program
serious.
there is a lot better than St. Joe, in my
We
opinion.
would talk about it a lot when we were in school.
And
remember
actually,
that?
Yeah,
what
yeah.
I
About
really
Lakeshore's
loved about
band.
Lakeshore,
It'll always be like the rivalry.
the
Yeah.
bands. Oh
Yeah.
yeah. What I loved about Lakeshore is, I felt it was different at St. Joe when I moved to St. Joe. Lakeshore, because they appreciate music so much, it's not something that you get picked on as much about. At least at the high school, like I don't know, there was actually like a cool choir that like people like aspired to be in, and like it wasn't really made fun of as much as it was when I went to St. Joe. You know how sometimes
funny.
it gets made fun of a little
Oh,
bit,
yeah.
being a music geek. So I was a little. I guess I was a little more appreciative of that when I moved away from it and was like, oh man, I had it pretty good over there.
Yeah.
So I appreciate that and my kids are probably going to go to Lakeshore, so it's cool to think of. I don't know. Hopefully the school's still like that. You know, the programs are.
Oh yeah.
I'm sure that
They
they're.
care.
Yeah, I'm sure the caring is still there.
It's a big part of it. So what about you, Vic? Like I know you have siblings that play music. Did you have any older relatives that played music?
Well, I have a grandpa and an uncle that played music. They were actually in a band in I can't remember what it was called, but they played quite around, not here, but in the West, in Colorado, Arizona, and New Mexico, I believe. They played around a little bit, but I have to really thank my parents for listening to a lot of 70s music, and they really opened up to. It really helped me open up to a lot of the music like that. And then I had a brother that got into guitar, and I just absolutely fell in love with it. And he got me into it for a minute, and he stopped teaching me, and I was like, you know what, I'm going to teach myself. So, and that's why I actually dropped out of
Glad
band.
you did that.
I dropped out of band because of that, so to play guitar. And I stood up nights and just practiced and practiced. That's what it is.
That's what it takes.
Yeah, yeah.
So you said 70s music. What 70s bands do you remember your parents listening to a lot?
Oh man, gosh. Oh, I don't know. Maybe not 70s. Well, they used to listen to. It's hard to pinpoint because they listen to a lot of stuff.
It's like when you ask them to name one specific of anything. It's like your brain forgot all the names of those things.
Okay, how about this then? When you were listening to music, what were you always listening for? Like in my case, I was always listening for like vocal parts and leads and melodies.
Okay. Acoustic guitar.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
That's on
It was-
brand.
It's a huge acoustic.
It's funny you asked that because I was probably paying attention to the lyrics.
Oh yeah. Usually it's the
The
thing that you're
words
interested
themselves, yeah.
Yeah, for some reason, acoustic guitar just sounded awesome. It's an amazing guitar, and but you know, as a guitarist, you start to realize, okay, I need to expand my horizons a little bit. I have to start learning more different like
Genres
and styles of guitar, and especially on the
decades
electric
even,
too.
yeah.
On electric guitar too. So yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, I remember back to answer the question I asked you. I always would listen to lead parts, but also I was always fascinated with chord progressions, which it makes sense for me why I'm interested in what I'm interested in. I didn't know how to put words to it at the time when I was a
Right.
kid, but I knew that sometimes they would change to a chord that felt very uplifting, and then I'd hear different. Like I could tell you in those days, I like the way this chord sounds or this part of the song sounds because it sounds happier, or I like this part because it sounds sad, or I like how it goes happy to sad and then melancholy. And
Yeah.
that's how I describe it, but I didn't have any of the theory to back up any of that. It was all just this nebulous, weird understanding, just like the quality.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
That's awesome to think of.
do, do you,
You didn't really realize it, but you had a trajectory the whole time, you know?
yeah. So in your case, you said you listened to
At least
the
I
lyrics.
remember focusing a lot on and being, amazed by like the way certain artists would use words to like, I don't know, because sometimes you hear a line and you're just like, oh, that hit me where, right in the heart, or like,
the poetry.
yeah. For me, I listened to a lot of. My parents listened to a lot of different genres, or my grandparents did. But I remember being impressed by like Rascal Flatts when I was really younger, the lyrics and their music. And then when I got a little bit older, like middle school probably, one of the bands that I always loved their lyrics was The Fray. Do you remember them?
Oh yeah.
Oh, I love them so much.
And
I
the
still
pianos in that are
yes,
really cool.
that
Yeah.
too. Everything about their music was. I've seen them in concert before. They're amazing.
John said they had super high production values too.
Oh yeah.
The Fray did? Or
Love the Fray, yes.
Yeah, the show that we went to go see, I don't remember where it was, but it was just as amazing in person, and more amazing in person than it was listening to, on my or on my, what do you call those things that with the CDs? I don't remember.
Oh yeah,
Walkman. That's it.
Oh,
Walkman.
Walkman.
Yeah.
Oh
I
my
couldn't
gosh.
remember.
Wow, it's old.
Yeah.
Speaking of how chords make you feel, I actually saw this article, and it was a picture. It was a graph of all the music that It was pretty much a graph of how like a key change slowly died out of music, and it was sort of sad because when I used to listen to music that had key changes in it, I was like, "That's awesome!"
70s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they had a lot of key changes in 60s too.
Especially like disco
Yep,
and stuff.
yep.
They would do it like that kind of
Interesting to think
cliche
about.
now, but it switched. It would do that epic moment where it switched to a little bit higher key, right? And then all of a sudden the chorus was a little more energetic.
Yep.
That was like a really cool. They call that modulating, and they'd modulate up. That's really cool.
I've learned that from you.
Oh, really? The modulation?
Yeah, and now when I hear other musicians mention it, like I don't remember what I was watching the other day, but there was a musician that was like, "Oh, that modulation," and I was like, "I know what that is. Thank you, Mike."
And you know what's funny though? It's not to confuse you too much. I'm certain those folks were talking about in the way you understand it, but there's another type of modulation that has to do with change over time. I mean, that's what modulation means. So I was confused
makes
for
sense.
a long time.
Words can mean different things for sure.
And it's very strange when in music there's two words that mean different things. They're
Yeah.
similar where they start, but they go off to different places. So when you're working with a synthesizer, you can modulate a signal by like making it change pitch constantly, like call it with a low frequency oscillator, or you can modulate like the volume or do those kind of things.
John said, ooh, that sweet, sweet modulation.
You should tally up how many times you've mentioned it throughout the broadcast.
Probably too many to
since
count.
one.
Yeah, sometimes people cut up the videos to make them modulation.
We should do that. We should do that. Ashley,
but
that's
yeah,
your next project.
Yeah, there's two types. So
I'm
there's
on
one
it.
that refers to like the theory of modulation, which is usually changing keys or borrowing chords. And then there's modulation where it's like change over time with the signal of like typically with synthesizers or guitars do that a lot. So yeah, it's funny. I didn't know that for a long time. I was very confused.
Well, I feel like I understand things a little bit more just from when you, because every time it does come up, now I know. Now I'm not confused, and I don't feel like I have to ask.
It's
or
cool too because
pretend like I know what I'm talking about.
it's very passive learning. Like you don't have to feel like you're in the spot. You know, like that. I figured having something like this exist is good for someone who just wants to absorb knowledge on
That's
their own.
exactly why you probably won't not see me.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. I will be here.
Just to absorb.
To absorb it.
Yeah, absorb stuff. So.
And share when I can, but yeah.
But like also, no, like just being able to just soak up the information and just kind of like
I'm
enjoy.
a musical sponge.
Yeah. So that's what this whole thing is about, So.
I agree.
What do you guys want to do now?
I say we do what we were doing before the session, Mike.
Okay.
We can work on that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see.
I think that was really cool what we were doing.
I agree.
It's all glitched out. Yeah, I'm gonna start it over. Yeah, that thing though, right? Is that what you're talking
That's the one.
Yep.
about? Yeah, let's do it. Yeah, I like this little setup I got. I have my own little mix board here now, so I gotta pan these left and right and do a couple things here. Make sure that's all good. Alright, we're good.
If the world is burning down around us, might as well join the party. If there's no tomorrow, there'll be no reason to say we're sorry. No, don't say you're sorry. Where should we start? I'll grab a bite, we'll steal a car until the ends of the world is ours. Where should we start? I'll grab a bite, we'll steal a car until the ends of the world is ours. Enjoying the apocalypse, joyriding and starting straight. Gonna have some fun, gonna make a mess, do what I want, forget what's best, forget what's best. The sky is such a pretty color, you could call it radiation green. The end of times is such a bummer, still I kinda like the vibe, gee, you know what I mean. The end of times is such a bummer, such a bummer, such a bummer. The end of times is such a bummer, the sky's a pretty color. Enjoying the apocalypse, joyriding and starting shit. Gonna have some fun, gonna make a mess, do what I want, forget what's best, forget what's best. Forget what's best. I'm not gonna say and count the minutes left. I'm not gonna say and think about what you say. I'm gonna have some fun, I'm gonna make a mess. Forget what's best. Forget what's best. Enjoying the apocalypse, joyriding and starting shit. Gonna have some fun, I'm gonna make a mess, do what I want, forget what's best. Oh, yeah, forget what's best. Enjoying the apocalypse, joyriding and starting shit. Gonna have some fun, gonna make a mess, do what I want, do what I want, forget what's best. Joyriding and starting shit.
We'll go to minor. Ready?
Enjoying the apocalypse, enjoying the apocalypse, joyriding and starting shit. Oh, enjoying the apocalypse, enjoying the apocalypse. I'll grab a bite and we'll steal the
Chorus,
car
here we go.
until it ends, the road is ours. Enjoying the apocalypse, joyriding decide I'm gonna have some fun. I'm gonna make a mess. Gonna make a mess. Oh, yeah. Where should we start? Until it ends, the world is ours. I'm enjoying the apocalypse. Joyride and starting shit. Enjoying the apocalypse. Joyride and starting shit. Joyride and starting shit. Where should we start? I'll grab a gun and steal a car until it ends. The world is ours. Enjoy the apocalypse. Enjoy the apocalypse. Enjoy the apocalypse.
That was cool.
That's cool. Nice.
That went as well as it could. That was pretty
Can
great.
you
That
can
was
you
awesome.
set that up for an open mic?
Yeah, actually, that's the
Ooh.
point of me trying this out today.
Oh, that would be fun.
That's the point of me trying. Okay.
So we have a golf this Sunday.
Okay.
Is that possible?
Is that possible?
Yeah, I'm ready to go
If
now.
we get an amp,
we do
You're
it just
ready
like
to do
that.
it right now. Let's do it.
if we get
Let's
an
go get on the
amp
stage.
for Sunday,
We can figure out an amp.
yeah.
What do you need an amp for?
Guitar.
Just for the guitar?
Yeah.
So I have a Vox we can use, which would sound really good with that. I
Okay.
think. I'm sure John will have some input on this.
We'll figure it out.
But
If
yeah.
that's all that's holding us back.
we have
that's-
amps
Sorry.
that we
about
can.
the
And
reverb.
I could also bring along with this, but this whole thing, John, just so you know, you can while you're listening. All I need for this setup to work is 3 channels. Unless I have a mic, then it's 4 channels of audio. There's 2 coming off my poly-N, and then there's 1 coming off the bass. So
I think that'd be really,
That
really,
would be
really
a lot
cool.
of
And
fun.
then-
People would dig it.
then it'd be 1, 2. I don't need a microphone actually for that. And then that'd be, what would that be? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Do you sing on that? Do you sing?
No. I mean,
It's
I
nice to have a
probably
mic in front of you, just
Uh,
in case you want to say something.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
Say something.
Say something.
Well, in that case, I need to save this as, what do you call this song? Do you have a name for
You
it?
can call it joyriding. At first glance, it's the first word that my eyes went to.
It's that beat they got to it though,
Yeah,
man.
it's good.
That really throws it off.
Some fun
It's really nice.
Okay, saved as that, Joyriding. So, Joyriding
Joyride.
livery set.
There we go.
So
there we go.
now I'll be able to find
I
it easily.
dig it.
Yeah, that was cool.
Nice, nice.
So come to open
that-
mic night, everyone listening, if you want to see that
Yeah,
live.
I guess
live again.
there is another open mic night, first Sunday of every month at the livery,
So it'll
right down
be
the street from here.
What day is it? The 3rd?
It's the 4th, I believe.
Oh, the
Is
4th.
it December
Sunday the
4th?
Yeah.
December 4th. Yeah.
That will also be our 100th live stream day, which is pretty
Oh.
cool. And what else is going on? I think that's about it. I'm trying to work up another song with me and my sister. We'll see if we play
Nice.
Nice, nice.
which would be similar setup to what we have here, except she'll be playing the drum machine and I'll be playing.
Oh,
the bass.
nice,
So,
nice.
Yeah, we'll see if it works. Well, we have a long ways to go, so we might wait till next month.
Got
to
it.
do it.
Right, got it.
I'll film it since you won't be there.
Yeah.
I'll make sure we get
I
it.
know. Sad face.
So no expectations on that though. We'll see. We're both going to be limited because I'm entering into my busiest time of the year with my job. So
Gotcha.
Yeah. So
That's fair.
what's for the viewers? I guess what exactly are you working with? Really?
well, if you are a nerd like me, you know very well what this is. It's a Polyend tracker from the company Polyend, and it just is a sampler, and it kind of acts like a groove box. So it's all my drums and
I
like
dig
samples
it.
and stuff like that. You can,
But you can mix it. You can kind of throw your own sound into it too.
yeah, it's got the thing that's okay. So this thing came out a couple years ago, right on the tail end of the pandemic, and it was perfect timing because a lot of people were into, gear that they could acquire and have their own little synth set up at home. And
Yeah.
I was definitely one of those people who got bit by the bug, not COVID, but to buy and acquire gear. So I ended up picking one of these up. Had to wait, I think, 6 months for it. It was a long wait, and
Worth it.
because they were back ordered. Yeah,
Yeah.
and chip shortages and stuff.
Yeah.
But anyway, I finally got it, and I've considered working primarily out of this. The only thing holding me back is its sample rate is really low. I don't want to get into too much about what that means, but usually you want a high sample rate. This doesn't. This does like the bare minimum
Gotcha.
sample rate, which is good on space for the instrument, but doesn't really lend itself well to like a higher quality. That's why when I slow down the samples, it gets really grainy.
Mhm.
You
Yeah.
hear the glitchiness in it, but
Some people like that sound.
That
yeah.
was,
Oh, it's
Some
very
people like that.
popular.
really
Some people like that sound a lot.
well put together for just doing it just within the past
Right,
hour.
right.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
Do you have
Very
anything? Do you
impressive.
have anything else that you saved up by any chance? Just
I have some stuff that we could. I mean, I've got a lot of stuff on here.
I mean, if you want to
Yeah,
showcase it, whatever,
Okay.
I think that'd be cool.
That'd be nice. I don't get to do that very much.
Yeah, now's the time.
Take advantage of it.
Oh, also the thing that's cool about this, which is really nerdy, you can load up Nintendo Entertainment System games on it. So I can play Super Mario on here,
That's
Nice.
awesome.
and I have what else did I get? Mario. Oh, and you can put what was the other game I got? Oh, Bomberman. You can play.
Oh, Bomberman.
Oh no,
Nice.
no, not Bomberman. I'm sorry, Mega Man.
Mega Man.
And it looks beautiful on here. So it's kind of like a Game Boy as well.
2 for the price of 1.
This song, okay, so let me give you a little backstory on this. I don't know how good this is going to sound, but because I haven't tried it out with this system yet. But a little backstory. One thing you can do with samples and to acquire samples is you can get something called sound fonts. During the Super Nintendo era, they would load samples into the Super Nintendo and play them back. Very similar to how this works. So you can actually download the WAV files for those samples for games. So I've always been in love with the Donkey Kong Country soundtrack. I don't know if you ever played Donkey Kong.
I did.
Yep.
You remember it being like really like jungly and atmospheric and stuff. So I got some of those sounds on here, and I don't know exactly what this is going to sound like, but I'll give you a demo. Let me make sure that this is not going to blow up our ears. Hold on. Let's just turn the volume down here. So it sounds like Donkey Kong a little bit.
Yeah, yeah.
You got like the pan flutes and stuff. So I had this, I wasn't sure if I did this or not, but I made it where the drums are going out only the left ear, and then the synths go out the right ear, but then I pan them center on the mix board here, so I can bring the drums in and out. And the bass, so
Nice.
bring the drums back in.
Yeah.
And then-
You do like a slowly fade out and fade in if you want to.
I don't even know if these samples are in tune. Because that's another thing too, samples go out, depending on how you record them, they can be out of tune. So I can
That's fun.
take the drums out.
For some reason, I can hear Phil Collins singing to this.
Yeah.
Totally.
For some reason, this is like.
Was there another part here, I think? I mean, I can glitch it out too, but
John likes this song a lot, the sound.
cool.
I like that. I like
Yeah,
that.
so
Heck yeah.
it's Donkey Kong, but it's Donkey Kong sounds, but like I can do whatever I want with them and make my own songs out of them.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, cool.
That's nice.
That's probably the thing I have like the most worked up. Besides that like chiptune thing I
That was
showed you
fun.
earlier,
Yeah.
but that thing was insane.
Yeah.
It'd be hard to do anything with that other than let this thing do its thing.
Right. Right. That I don't know. There's so much technical stuff to that. It's just not just as an equipment, but as a player too. Like
Yeah.
like the band Polyphia. Like
Oh wow,
the
yeah.
amount. That's what it reminds me of. All the key change or the chords that you're using in there. You know, with when it comes to Polyphia, it's just like, oh my gosh, it's like I don't even know how they.
Yeah, Polyphia is insane. The amount of effort that goes into learning those parts. Those Tim Henson is the guy who does all the at least he's the one I know. Probably the one people most know. He does a lot of just rehearsing, I can imagine.
Yeah.
Like his practice has got to be insane.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
He's
Oh
just
my god. I couldn't even imagine.
So I was, you hear all those cool things. I always joke with, I have a student who likes Polyphia, and I always joke with them. I'm like, yeah, you can spend all day learning those really intricate patterns. And then I was like, well, check this out. And I hit play, and it's like, just like in the same way. And I'm like, and it's
He's
exactly on.
He's looking at you like, no.
but there's nothing, and I don't mean that to say
Right,
you
right.
shouldn't waste your time. No, it's definitely an art. It's something
Yeah.
you should invest in, and you're a guitar player. You should get really good at that. But it's just funny that I can, And
I think
this
it
is a
would
robot.
It would
but
benefit me to learn something like that. I think to
Yeah.
be able to set those backtracks, essentially.
definitely.
To sing to.
Okay, so the reason I bought that Voice Live that's in front of you is that is actually a tool that's used by a lot of musicians, at least it was at the time, that would need a backing track. Not only does that thing do harmonies and stuff, but you can actually put loops into it. Like
Yeah,
if you know a
I've seen
couple
some
things.
videos on that. I don't know if I could do it yet, but
Well,
need to work on it.
I've seen a lot of people use that as an extra additional piece just to kind of, it's there if you need it sort of thing. The thing that you might want to look into, granted, depending on how much you want to get into the backing track sort of idea, is Ableton seems to be like a really
Okay.
popular one. It's a software.
Ableton, yeah.
That's a software that lends itself to like on the fly live performances. It's kind of
That'd be
similar to what
cool.
I was doing here, except for more of an
Was Ableton what that band Lipstick Jody did at the livery? Did they use Ableton?
I believe they did, or they used Pro Tools, or a combination of the two.
Okay.
So I know we've been pushing for Logic, but one thing that's very disappointing about Logic, and maybe someday they'll fix this, or maybe it's not a problem to anyone else, but it's hard to get two versions of Logic to synchronize with something called MIDI. It's you may have heard about this before, but it will send time code between MIDI sends time code, and it keeps instruments in sync. So if I had this and another synthesizer, I could attach a MIDI cable together. It looks like almost like an audio cable, but it's got like 5 pins. You could connect the devices, and then when you hit play on one, the other one will start. So I was working a lot with Logic, and I wanted so badly for Logic to act as, I wanted it to listen to another device and say, hey, when I hit play here, this version of Logic play over on this computer. Logic doesn't like to listen. It wants to be the one in charge. So So it was really hard to figure out that. So, but Ableton can be a listener or a follower in terms of the MIDI
Gotcha.
stuff.
Yes, John said Ableton is definitely the most popular for live tracks.
Yeah.
Definitely. And it's cool too, because I could imagine you really enjoying having a board in front of you, and you could bring parts in and out just by moving faders.
Yeah.
That would be really cool. And I feel
Whatever you were doing there, that's something that I think you might.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, definitely.
it does take a little bit of effort on the front end, but once you
Right.
get all the pieces together, it works so well. Like what looks seamless, what I'm doing over here is
Takes a little practice.
It takes, you got to get your parts together. You got to have some forethought about it. And then once I guess you'd say, set up your scene or your environment of how you want it to operate, you can then get creative. It's a huge problem. If anyone out there is a producer of any kind, there's a difference between the creative mind and then like the organization mind. Like
Well,
it's
I'm
hard to switch between the two.
I'm pretty
Mhm.
invested. I think I can
Yeah.
take the time to learn something new and make something new, and yeah, that
Yep.
sounds cool.
Yep. It's one of those things. It is a high cost up front, but
Right,
long
right.
term, once you understand it, it's valuable when you're doing this kind of stuff. It can be
I'll
frustrating.
add it to
I'll
my
be honest.
list of things that I need.
Prepare to feel like an idiot a lot.
Oh,
'cause
yeah.
It
I'm
will.
used to
I've
that.
there's
have
a
a
lot of humility that
4-year-old
comes along with
I
learning
have a
that stuff.
4-year-old who makes me feel like an idiot all day long. I'm used to it.
And it will be really crazy if the 4-year-old learns Ableton
She probably will.
because the kids pick up on stuff so easily.
So easily.
Ash was showing me some videos of this young man, probably 3,
5. He was 5.
5. He was playing piano, and he knew just to play the black notes because it would be in the same key.
Yeah.
And he was playing really, really beautiful stuff.
Yeah, he was self-taught too.
Aw.
And he just from everyone, I was like, that's
awesome. Yeah.
little blonde boy.
crazy.
He's gonna be a
So
little
impressive.
lady killer someday, or
Oh yeah, for sure.
or man killer, whatever. he wants.
Yes.
Love it.
Or whatever killer, whatever he.
Whatever.
Don't assume his
Maybe not a
identity.
killer, but
whatever
Hopefully
he
he's
would
not killing anyone.
No.
Yeah.
No killers.
He's gonna be a.
We don't-
He's gonna be a performer. Let's put it that way.
There.
I think that might cover every base.
Awesome.
So, well, cool. What are we at, by the way? We might
we
have
are at 53, so
we have
almost
time
there.
for something
Wanna
else.
do something
Maybe
Yeah.
else? What? Let me see if I
What are
can.
we thinking?
I could.
Pull
I could.
some
What are we
lyrics.
thinking, gang?
I can go to do something simple for rhythmic
Sure.
stuff. That won't be as like interesting as the other thing, but at least keep us together.
Yeah, for sure.
Simple is interesting too.
Real fast, just 'cause it's on my mind. The tracker's cool too because it's extremely portable. You can power it with the same kind of batteries you charge your phone with.
Nice.
So
Oh, wow,
so
okay.
you could take this anywhere if you just have the battery pack.
How much was that? Do you know?
At the time I bought it, 600. I think it may have come up a bit. I think it's at
Okay.
almost nearly 7 now.
Nice.
I think that's due to inflation, but also due to demand, maybe.
Yeah.
John says Vic has super nice tone today.
Oh, thank you, John. Thank you.
Give me about, I don't know, 2 minutes here.
I gotta find lyrics anyway, so that works.
Yeah, Vic, go ahead and play around a little bit. I like that chord because it's not completely in key or in the same key as what I'd expect. So
Yeah.
it really threw me off there, and in a good way.
Yeah.
I liked that a lot. What is that? It's like a half step down from where it's
Yeah.
supposed to be, isn't
Yep.
hold that for me for a sec? I want to hear. Is that it?
Yep.
Are you keeping your bass like mostly on the A string?
Yep.
What you say?
Yep. It's a power chord, but just, you know.
I'll have to get real quiet when Emmy comes in.
Could it be more about where I've ended up? Could it be more loud about what I love? If you start to get sick of me, you can just unfollow. 'Cause I'm just getting started, and I'm quite the dynamo. I've been setting off alarms. I am a work of art. There's bombs going off in my head, pushing me past as good as it gets.
I see. You were trying to go into that pre-chorus feel there?
Yeah. Free chorus view. Yeah.
He likes the pre-chorus.
I'll find it. What is it? So I think this would work really well. Like if we go, and then for the pre-chorus it goes G to A, and then go back into that. I'll tell you when. Like we can go there. In that case, let me lay down another thing here. All right. Yeah, playing drummer and bass at the same time. When Emmy comes in, let's play just like hold chords, like whole note. You know what I'm saying? So it'd be like. So differentiate it.
Couldn't be more proud of where I've ended up. Couldn't be more loud about what I love. If you start to get sick of me, you can just unfollow. 'Cause I'm just getting started, and I'm quite the dynamo. I'll be setting off alarms. I'm a work of art.
Keep it. Do it one more time.
There's a bomb going off in my head, pushing me
Okay, go to that other
past
beat.
as good as it gets. And if you get those front row seats,
I think it's a key change,
so close you in is my
look.
sweat as it beats. I
So
hope you
what's
never
happening?
rise.
I like what you're doing it though. Like,
So right here, at this point right here, I think we're on. It feels kind of like we're not doing a key change. We're on the third, I think. But we're treating this like section here. This could be the 5 chord, but for that moment, it feels like we're maybe treating it like it's the 4 chord.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean anything. I'm sorry. I'm more verbally processing what's happening here. And then I think that's 4. Then it's 5. Okay. I think I understand it. So at least I can direct it a little bit.
Couldn't be more proud of where I've ended up. Couldn't be more loud about what I love. If you start to get sick of me, you can just unfollow. 'Cause I'm just getting started and I'm quite excited now. I'll be setting off alarms. I am a work of art. There's bombs going off in my head, pushing me past as good as it gets. Oh, and if you get those front row seats, so close you witness my sweat as it beats. Hope you memorize all my lines. Notice when I improvise, sitting on first and last in the stands. Hope you be my number 1 fan. Hope you be my number 1 fan. I am a work of art. There are bombs going off in my head, pushing me past as good as it goes. I'm a work of art, and I'll be on another plane, and I'll never know your name, but still you're what it's all about. You get my songs and you sing them out loud. There's a bomb going off in my head, pushing me past as good as it gets. As good as it gets, as good as it gets, as good as it gets. Oh, oh. I
Nice.
loved it.
Very
That was
nice.
an easier rhythm to set up.
That was awesome.
All right.
I love when something we just throw together just works.
Well, it does appear that way.
Heck yeah.
I don't think anyone was listening to that being like, this isn't working. This is just not, it's just not working. Turn it off.
Well, if you're still with us, thanks for tuning
Yeah,
in.
thank you so much for listening.
This has been session 99 of the Sunday
so
stream,
close to 100.
hosted by Vibe
Yours
Unit.
truly.
Yeah, me today. And Emmie and Victor here with us, and it's been really great. Ashley, thank you for running the cameras as always. Nice work. If
Thank
you
you.
know anyone who's interested in being on a Sunday stream like this, and you're just curious about what we're up to, check out our email. Send our email around. Or, I'm sorry, send our website around. Vibeunit.com is the website. Media@vibeunit.com is the email. Check us out on the website, and if you have any questions, write us on the email. We look forward to hearing from you. Again, we have a Patreon and a Cash App if you want to help us financially in any way. We really appreciate our Patreons and our donors. And the last thing is, if you can't support us financially, it absolutely helps us immensely to just share this video around,
Share,
comment,
share.
subscribe,
And
and all those things that
subscribe.
come with it. Like I said before, we have YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch, and
Instagram.
Instagram. So check out some photos on there. A lot of cool stuff in 99 sessions. You can see where we've been, where we're going.
You've come a long way. I was listening to some of your older
You did
older
decide to
sessions.
go
I
back,
did.
huh?
I went and listened to one, and it wasn't as bad as you made it sound.
How far back did you
I
go,
went to
though?
one. I went to
Ah.
the first one, and I
Wow.
listened to a couple other ones, like
We-
just snippets of, I clicked around.
Well, thanks for
But-
checking that out. You'll add one more click
It's
on
so
the
cool to
views.
see how far things have come.
It is really cool. There was something else. I feel like
Sorry, I probably interrupted.
you're all right.
My ADD, I do that a lot.
I'm trying to figure out if there's one more thing. If not, I think we're good. Okay. I'm getting the okay. So thanks for tuning in. We'll see you
All
next
is
week.
well. Bye.
Session
Thanks
100.
for listening.
Next week.